Knowing how to move your guests around the park is of paramount importance. Look at maps of theme parks in real life to have an example of how rides are placed strategically around the area. Theme parks in real life tend to have their biggest and most attractive rides at the edge of the park itself. By having all of the best roller coasters right beside the entrance, very few people would actually bother walking to the edge of the park just to find a Ferris wheel or a basic flat ride. If you have your biggest attractions at the edge of the park, however, guests have a reason to navigate through the areas, walk through the paths, and take their time exploring. That way they are going to see other stuff too while passing by, and they might decide to go on another ride they liked or stop to get a bite while making their way to the big one. Do you know where people spend most of their time at a theme park? It's not on actual rides, it's not at ticket booths, it's not at shops, and clearly not in restaurants. It's in queues. The bigger the attractions, the longer the queue, unless you're really fast to get there before everyone else, or you're really lucky that very few people had your same idea. People spend literally hours on queues, and it's human nature that they might want to have a restroom and services relatively close. By building restrooms close to big gathering areas or next to the biggest attractions, people can either relieve themselves before or after the long wait. Oh, I had a lot of fun on that teacup ride. It spun me around quite a bit though, and I'm feeling a little nauseous. Can we go on a different kind of ride? What about that one? Oh, that spins you around too. It's a very bad decision to replicate ride experiences throughout the same area, or even the same park in general. It's very rare to find the same kind of ride twice or more. If you already have a ride that operates, for example, on the feeling of being dropped from a tall structure, there's really no reason to add another drop tower. While most guests can handle that feeling once or twice, constantly being on rides that act on the same principle can end up making them sick, and both physically and figuratively sick. They'll be so sick of your park they will never come back. Human beings have hearts, and human hearts can only handle a certain amount of adrenaline for a certain amount of time. After riding the wildest, tallest roller coaster in the park, you might want to sit down for a moment before going on your next adventure. That way you can slow down your heart rate, talk about the experience with your friends and family, or stop somewhere to grab something to drink or to eat. Planning for areas where people can just sit down, grab a bite, admire the views, and socialize will never, ever be a bad idea. It's also realistic too. Theme parks are entertainment centers that need constant maintenance and security to function. Each and every ride has replaceable trains or parts, electrical boxes, shutdown mechanism, and such. Don't forget to plan and build behind-the-scenes areas where park staff can work, store spare parts, or just sit down at the end of their shifts. Office spaces for employees of the park should also be accounted for if you really want to go down the realistic route, but a switch track and a roller coaster maintenance areas are a very good start to start adding a little more of that realistic feel to your park areas. Oh, and don't forget the fact that people need a quick way out in case of an emergency. I hope you found these tips useful for your next build. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!